right, let's see. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Wealthy Monday, the start of a brand new week. I'm going to wait for y'all to come in, say hello, give your love to each other. Let me jump over here on Facebook. So just know it is Wealthy Monday. I'm sending you a lot of wealthy love for the start of the week and the rest of the week. All right. So this morning we're going to be talking about support. I have been sending emails, doing posts, doing all kinds of things to have you all send in questions that I am going to choose, I think 5 or 6 this morning, and answer as quickly as I possibly can so that we can, get on with the rest of the day. Hang on a quick second. All right. Hey, good morning, Lashonda. All right, so I'm going to come over here really quickly. Let me make sure I've got my thing. All right, comments. All right, ladies, and maybe a few good gentlemen. Good morning. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone that sent in their questions. It was so heartwarming to just ask you, I really consider it an honor to support you. And I especially consider it a big deal when women ask for support, because I think that's one of the areas that we tend to just, oh, I got this, I can do it all, I'm not going to ask for any help. And so the fact that I put it out there like, hey, I want to support you, this entire month is all about supporting you. So we're going to have 2 weeks of answering life coaching like this morning, 2 weeks of that. We're going to do self-love and some love things next week. And then the last week, I have decided to pull the curtain back and have you ask me questions, like things about me personally that you want to know, and especially if it's things that will help you on your journey. So this entire month I've dedicated to you. This is all about loving you, pouring out all my love towards every single person that can hear the sound of my voice. All right. Oh, we got some Carlene, Margarita, Nancy. We've got some people that are not usually here on Monday mornings that are here today. Good morning. And everyone else that's always here. Hey, Linda, Mia, who is always here. Good morning. Grace, Tita. Hey, Helene. Love to you all. All right. So I'm going to jump right into what I have. The questions that I chose. And I just want to say, as I read through the many questions that we received, there's 2 things that at the core, I could just tell you these 2 things and be like, this is the answer to every single question that I received, and send you on your way. But I'm going to break it down a little bit for 6 of the questions that I chose to answer this morning. And the 2 core things are really mindset and consistency. It literally comes down to, what are you thinking? How are you thinking it? How long are you thinking it? And, if you know what to think, if you know the answer is to think in a way that will create the results that you want, how consistently do you do that? Literally, it comes down to that. I have found that people know what to think, but they don't think it consistently. If you ask me, like, strip away every single thing, and I have my, good old from the start journal here to share with y'all. But if you ask me the thing that's at the core of getting here to this point on my journey, I would say it's easy to say I never gave up, but that's not what it really is. What it really is I never stopped thinking that I was going to be here. Right? I just consistently kept thinking that. Yes, I fell. Yes, I bruised. Yes, I hurt. Yes, things didn't work out. All the things. And then it was like, all right, back on the saddle, because we're going right back to that frame of mind that thinks in a way that will take me to the result that I want, right? So it's really about mindset and consistency. All right, so I'm going to break this down. And, I'm trusting that the women that sent in these questions, I'm going to keep you anonymous. I'm just going to read the question and then my answer. So question number 1, I don't know how to obtain freedom from my lack mindset. Poverty mindset to break free of the comfort of the familiar. And so let's say you don't think you have a poverty mindset. Let's say you don't think you have a lack mindset, but you are stuck in the familiar. And I don't know how to be feminine. This is something we talk about a lot around here. And stay positive and be able to manifest when my day-to-day is constantly chaotic. a whirlpool of negative situations that make me feel defeated before I even get started. How do I get unstuck? Free. I want to be a wealth goddess and to join every program you have. I just don't know how to get there when I can barely afford, right? Like the life that the life expenses that I have. So how do I overcome all this? So it was so interesting. And what I did when I went to answer this, I paused my logical coaching Tasha mind. And I literally just said, like, what is the message for this person? Like in response to this question, not from a coach's perspective, but from spirit. Like, what is the answer for this person? And I want you to listen to the answers for every one of them, because I know that we are all connected. There is an aspect of your life where you have this same thing going on. And so this answer is going to be for all of us. So here's what I got. You have subconsciously aligned yourself to this, everything that she described as your identity. She literally, like the energy I got from this is that this is who I am. I have a lack mindset. I have a poverty mindset. I can't break free from the familiar. I don't know how to be feminine. I can't manifest things from day to day. My life is constantly chaotic, a whirlpool of negative situations. Like the energy coming off of that was she literally is in this experience because this is how she identifies herself. And that is so deep. It is not the situations that you're seeing. It's the who you believe you are that is causing it to perpetuate. And when you feel like I can't break free from this, right? What I'm here to tell you is you have to say that is no longer who I am. Like I am not that woman stuck in these situations repeatedly. So here's what I wrote, how to change it. Number one, you have to deny it first in your mind. When you have accepted that this is your identity, and I've learned this in so many areas of my life, like I am Tasha who struggles in relationships. I am Tasha who, filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy and can't get good with money. I am Tasha, like, why can't I just figure it out? It's like, that's who I am. That's the identity that I kept repeating to myself as this is who I am. So I had to start by denying it. I'm not that. That's not true. That's not who I am. And I would say, I do not accept this for me. I do not accept this. I am better than this. Right? So deny it first in your mind. And it's not like a one and done. Like you're not going to say this right now and it's like, you're good, you're set. No, you have probably thought this for 50 plus years, and one time is not going to end it. So that's where I said it's the consistency piece. You have to be consistent in denying it and affirming what you want. And this is, I'm just going to keep it real for you. As much as I say this, this is the thing most people will not do. I call it the start, the hiccup, and the give up. We start, we write our intentions, we're going to visualize, we're going to do all these things. I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to have a lack mindset anymore. I'm going to do all the things that I've learned, all the things that Tasha says. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it every day. And you have the best intentions in the world. And then there comes a moment where you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to the money in the bank? I can't meet this financial obligations. This thing I wanted didn't manifest, right? The hiccup. And then what do? You give up. And then you stay there in the hiccup, and it takes a long time to get back out of that and get back into consistently thinking. So the key here is consistently thinking all the time, no matter what. What is the outcome that you want? So number one is to consistently deny and affirm. Number two, every morning or every night. You want to change your reality? I'm going to tell you these three things that will not cost you a dime. The question is, will you do it? Right? So number two, every morning or every night, create a scene that is, this is what I want my life to look like, right? The total opposite of everything that's said here. I'm seeing myself just radiating positivity. My thoughts are consistently positive. Every time I go to meet a financial obligation, the money's always there. In fact, I have more money in my account than I need. When I look at my life, it's peaceful. I only attract things that are positive, no more negativity around me. I feel like a victor, not a victim. Like just create this version of you in your mind, and you have to feed that vision. I recommend every single morning. I do it while I'm in the shower or while I'm brushing my teeth. If I haven't done it before I've gotten out of my bed, which is the way I do it most morning, then when I'm brushing my teeth or when I'm taking a shower. But most mornings, I don't get out of bed until I've done this, right? So every single morning, every single night. Thank you, Margarita. And then the last one is no matter what. So no financial windfall. You didn't get a bag of money, like nothing has changed. Then the number 3 thing you have to do all the time is be grateful. Find something to be grateful for all the time. Oh my gosh, I only have a penny in my bank account. I'm so grateful for this penny. In fact, I see it multiplying by 1,000. Oh my gosh, my bank account is negative. All right, that means some bills got paid. I'm so grateful that one bill got paid. Even if I have 10 left, I'm so, right? Find something. I woke up this morning. Oh my gosh, my phone works. I'm so grateful. Constantly be grateful, because gratitude keeps you connected to the source from which all the things that you want come. There's no like, oh, let me go figure out how to make it happen. Stay consistently grateful. And the last one is expect manifestation. So many times I see women on this journey, they do all the first three things, right? So they constantly deny and affirm, they set their intentions, they visualize, they're constantly grateful, but deep in the recesses of their mind, they don't expect it's going to work. They actually don't even believe it's going to work. They're like going through the motions without actually expecting they're going to see the miracle. They're going to see the manifestation. It's going to come. And so you can see, it's like, you've done all the things, you bought all the stuff to build a house, but then you're like standing there with all the supplies next to you and you're like, I don't really believe I can build this house, right? I don't really believe I can have this 5,000 square foot house. So 3 things: deny and affirm. I'm sorry, 4 things: deny and affirm consistently, create a vision, be grateful, and number 4, expect it to work out for you. Like literally expect that it's going to happen, because expectation equals manifestation. All right, type that: expectation equals manifestation. Expectation equals manifestation. So that was number 1, which took a lot longer, oh my gosh, than I thought. So I'm going to go a little bit faster for the rest of them. Thanks, Helene. We all need these reminders. Everybody, can you type expectation equals manifestation? That's the last piece. You have to expect that it's going to work out for you. All right, number 2. Question number 2. Let me go read this. Hey, Tasha, I'm doing all the things basically, right? I'm writing the abundance statements every day. I'm meditating. However, I am challenged with the daily visualization of my feelings, especially when my feelings of my circumstances is bombarding really hard sometimes. Let's just insert what, looking at the circumstances and feeling fear, worry, anxiety, right? I'm writing and encouraging myself that my circumstances, and she puts in all caps, which my spirit just loved on her, my circumstances is not my reality. Right? It's not. I love you. But those strong thoughts say differently. It's a warfare in my head. My mind and my heart are not congruent at times. Help. LOL. Okay. So like I told you, I actually know this person. And so this one is a little bit, a little bit of spirit and a little bit of personal to what she does. So number 1, it goes back to mindset. And the question for all of you, when I read what she wrote, this woman is smart. She's brilliant. She's great at what she does. And literally, as I put the pen to paper to answer, the question that came was, do you believe you deserve wealth? Like all this stuff that she wrote here, it's like the warfare in her mind is, I want this thing, but I'm not yet admitted. I don't believe I deserve it. Right? So, do you believe you deserve wealth? The other thing is, have you released? So she has an identity, comes back to identity. I know that she succeeded in her career. So in her career, where she did exactly what she's doing now for her business, she was incredibly successful, made great money, did really well, and decided to leave that to come do her business, right? And so what I'm sensing is that she hasn't released the version of her that was a successful employee and stepped into the successful entrepreneur identity. And so the warfare in her mind is, I was great over there, but I'm not seeing that I'm great here. And it's just an identity conflict, right? She hasn't yet decided, I am great, period. I'm great. Like, this is the same skill I did for somebody else as a job that I'm doing for myself, right? So I am great, but it's an identity of employee to entrepreneur. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself, what identity am I stuck in that no longer serves me? Can you all type that? What identity am I stuck in that no longer serves me? Let me see everybody, if you can. Instagram, let's go. What identity am I stuck in that no longer serves me? I'm waiting for y'all to start typing. All right, I'm gonna see that in a second. I'm gonna keep going. So I also encourage her to get results. Thanks, Claire. I also encourage her to get results. Number one, write an income statement. And I put this in parentheses. She'll get it when she hears this answer. Write an income statement monthly. I am grateful for X dollars this month. Just every single month, start the month with, I'm grateful for X dollars this month. Or to start even smaller than that, like if your mind can't believe this number, then just simply say, I'm grateful my income was greater than all my expenses this month. I am grateful that my income was greater than all of my expenses this month. Right? So after you drop that question, that is one for you to go back and journal around. Like, literally write the question at the top of a sheet of blank paper and just allow whatever comes through you, because you don't want your logical mind to answer this, because your logical mind is going to say, you're not. Whoa, sorry about that. Your logical mind is going to say, you're not stuck in any identity, right? Sorry guys, my phone fell. 1 second. I can't get back. So we're going to do this with a handheld this morning. This is going to be fun. All right. So that is just a powerful question to reflect on. All right. Oh, then this came through as an answer for her too. Every morning, spend at least 1 minute in deep gratitude for the money that you do have. Every single day, spend at least a minute in deep gratitude for the money that is there. It doesn't matter how much there is. That's not the point. Just be grateful for it, because here's what I can tell. When we're having money problems, one of the greatest things, especially when your income is not meeting your expenses, is that your thoughts, your dominant thoughts, the warfare in her mind is feeding the appearance of lack, and that there's not enough, and I can't meet my obligations. And you know what? Your money is crying out for your love and gratitude. It's literally like you have a child that you give the kind of attention that says, why won't you behave? Why are you so bad? Why won't you do what I want you to do, right? Imagine if you had a child and that's all you did. I would want to run away from you. I mean, if I was your kid and that's what you did every time you saw me or thought about me, right? I would just want to run. So that's what happens with money. Like, we are in a relationship with everything. And sometimes when your expenses are not being met, it's because you're not even giving the basic just love and gratitude energy to your money, and it is responding accordingly, right? So Um, every morning, deep gratitude for the money you do have, and thank God it multiplies times 10. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask all of you to type the word support in the comments. Type the word support. And when this is done, go check Facebook Messenger. You are going to receive a link from me if you want your question answered the next time I do this, which will be the third Monday of February, not next week, but the third one. Then send me your questions. So type the word support. You're going to get a link to fill out the form, to send your questions in, and we'll see if your question gets answered. I can tell you one of the things I do want to say as well is that I have started writing emails. So you all want to save Tasha at tashachen.com. Like I said, it's the month of love, but I'm going to continue this. I'm telling my personal stories in emails. I'm sending you videos to watch that I've done that relate to whatever it is that I'm teaching. Like, it literally is additional coaching. So make sure you have saved that email address, Tasha at tashachen.com, and make sure you're watching out for the emails, because I have so much to share. I just realized, like, I can't, like, I got to get this out in your hands and out of my head. And so much of it I've shared already, but when I put it in an email, like, here's a story, here's a lesson, here's a video, right? So watch out for that. All right. The other one, question number three. How can I prepare for exit? And when I see so many possibilities, I have about 10 to 15 years. I know it will go fast and I have choices, but at this point in my life, I want to make it easier and simpler. I can't decide on a niche and still make big bucks to have financial peace. So the first thing I see is 10 to 15 years. I'm like, why would you want to put that sentence on yourself? Like, 10 to 15 years. I am never committing 10 to 15 years. Maybe, I mean, like, in business, wow. I remember I wrote an email about this recently. One of my clients came to me. She was a nurse. She was 33 years old. And she said, I want to start working with you now because I want to retire when I am 40. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, this job, it requires a lot. It's really hard. And I have these dreams and I want to do this coaching. I want to do all this other stuff. And I just, like, I want to start taking little baby steps, so that 7 years from now I can retire. I was like, well, how about we do it now? Like, my mind was like, why are we waiting? Right? So sure enough, I coached her, and within a year, she was able to basically reduce her hours working as a nurse. She started her wellness coaching. She started traveling all over the world with people. And so it was just, I have a video of her saying, yeah, I'm going to make $50,000 next month. Like, that was in one of the emails I sent recently. If you want to go read that, I think the subject line was 7 years, right? So, and I posted her video so you can hear from her. So I messaged her after the email went out, or actually randomly, she messaged me and I was like, oh, did you see my email about you? She was like, no. So I shared the email. And she said, oh my God, Tasha, thank you for that reminder. Just this week, I was telling people I haven't stepped into a hospital for 3 years, and I'm making way more money than I ever did as a nurse, right? Anyway, I sidestepped the question, which was, let's just think about why are we aligning to this 10 to 15 years thing, right? But my answer for this beautiful woman was, you're undecided. The greatest power you have when you are in these situations is to make a decision. What is the exit date? How much money will you receive? Right? How easy will the transaction be? Forget this whole thing about trying to figure out the niche and this and all the stuff you got to figure out. Like, just decide, right? On this date, this amount of money in an easy and relaxed manner, period, the end. So my answer was, the mindset shift needs to be, I am decided. I am divinely guided. Whatever needs to happen so that this can unfold, you will get the guidance if you step into that identity. I am decided and I'm divinely guided. And here's an affirmation for you, the perfect financially lucrative business exit comes easily to me. The perfect financially lucrative business exit comes easily to me. Truthfully, with that as an affirmation, who cares about what niche you end up in? Who cares about what you chose? Doesn't really matter. It's all going to work out in this way that you've decided. All right, question number 4. Question number 4. I have so many talents that I keep starting and stopping different projects that I know I would have capitalized on by now. I've started 2 businesses, wrote 3 books, and websites. I've made $11 in a total of 3 years. How do I make sure I pick the right superpower and stick to it? Or do I just pick one? I want to do more than one. Okay, so here's my short answer. I can do a lot of things. I can bake banana bread. I can make a beautiful garden. I can decorate a home. I can do a lot of things, right? But none of those things are the reason that I came here. And none of those things are going to add the highest value to humanity. They're going to make me feel good. I love to travel. That makes me feel good. I'm really amazing at planning travel. Makes me feel good. But me and my husband are the ones that are going to benefit from those travel. Humanity is not going to be made any better. When you're looking to identify your superpower, you're going to look for all the things that you're great at. And you're going to ask yourself, of all these things, though, which one of these would change the lives of people? A lot of people. That's how you get really clear on that. All right. I'm going to answer this last question because I've had to hold my phone and my hands hurt like crazy. This one really touched my heart. Actually, I can't help it. I got to answer this one because I think she's on here live. Hey, Tasha, I have problems manifesting. See how agreements that we make? I have problems manifesting. So step number 1, that's a lie. Deny it. I had an exam and I wrote down the end result. Deep time in my heart, I believed that I passed the exam before and after, but I didn't pass. Also, I'm still paying for stuff. I tore up my manifested board. And then she goes on to ask me to do step-by-step things. So here's the thing. I wrote this down because what I could sense from this question is she didn't get the result that she wanted, and she made it mean that manifesting didn't work. She made it mean that she has problems. She's not good at manifesting. And the answer to the question is, what did you make the outcome mean? The answer when you ask for something that you want to manifest is always yes. It's either yes, not now, or something better. When you say the answer was no, that's you saying it. The answer from God, universe, source is always yes, not now, or actually, I have something better for you. And if you have that approach to manifesting, when things don't work out the way you intended, you start saying things like, wow, well, I guess there's something better. I can't wait to see what's better than this. That's the way I look at things. I'm going to tell you, I went and I did a presentation, and there were maybe 80 women in the room. Not a single woman responded to the offer that I made. I paid to go to the event. I traveled to go there. I did the whole 9 yards. Not a single person responded. But I was so committed, like, this is so good. I want to keep teaching this. Like, it was very clear to me that this was a message I need to give out. And so even though most people would say, well, that didn't work, I'm not going to do it again, the next time I had an opportunity, I did. I presented it. And when I did, I made $500,000 from zero the first time to $500,000, all because I didn't make it mean I failed, or it didn't work, or I'm not manifesting. Right? So watch out when things don't work out. What is the human you making it mean? What have you decided it meant? And then I also said to her in my notes here, what if this is a redirection or a perfection for you? Sometimes, right? Like maybe it didn't work the first time for me because I didn't really do it well. That wasn't really my people that I should have been talking to in the first place. Who knows? I have no idea, right? But I do know It was just sometimes things don't work out because that's not when it's meant to work out. That's not the right place. There's actually something better. It didn't work out because you're being directed to something else. And if that worked out, you would be stuck there versus getting the better thing. So sometimes it's a redirection and sometimes it's a perfection. And then I also said, be true. Ask, did I secretly have doubts and fears that may have been stronger, even though I wrote all my affirmations, even though I truly believed, I visualized, I did all the things? I can tell you 100% honesty, there are times when I do all the things, but I cannot shake the belief that it's not going to work out, or the worry that it's not going to work out, or the fear or the anxiety about it. I just can't shake it. And so at the end, when, I don't get the results that I desired, I just have to keep it real. Like, yeah, you kind of were feeding some thoughts there that were not in alignment with what you wanted. Right? Okay. Last question. This one was my favorite. How do you change your mindset? Everyone says to change it, but no one says how. When I tell you I felt this woman, because this was me 12 years ago, when everybody was watching The Secret and they're like, think positive, just think positive and everything's going to work out. And I literally, my question was, how do I think positive? Like, it seems so obvious to everybody else but me. And so I felt this woman when she said, I don't get it. How do I change my mindset? So I am here. I'm going to read my notes, but I'm going to read something from my journal when I first started this journey. The first thing about changing your mindset is you have to become aware of what you're thinking and what you're saying. Like, start to listen to your thoughts and your words. When I did that, oh my God, I was like, damn, girl, you got some serious negative thoughts going on. You got some serious like, it was constant worry, constant, just all the things, right? But I didn't realize it before I started to pay attention. So number one, pay attention to your thoughts and see where you're thinking fear or lack or anxiety. And then one by one, as you realize, oh my gosh, I just thought, damn, I wonder if there's going to be enough money in the bank. Okay, no, let me change that. There's going to always be more than enough money for me. Then later on in the day, you're like, damn, did that bill get paid? Jesus, why are all my bills? Well, I'm always worried about my bills, right? As you become aware of the thoughts one by one, literally one by one, change them. That's how you do it. So I want to share my journal entry. As you all know, this is my famous journal from that time in my life where I realized, oh my goodness, every single day I spend 8 hours on the kitchen floor crying about money. And every night, every afternoon, I go to the mailbox, and every single day in the mailbox is the result of my fear during the day, every day. There's overdue notices, past due, you're delinquent, whatever they all said, every single day before I realized, oh shoot, it's me thinking this. And then every day, here is the result. So this journal was during that time, and every single thought that I became aware of that was negative, I wrote the opposite of it in this journal to train my mind to think differently. So here's one. I literally just opened the journal. I was like, I want to share something. And this is the page it opened to. I am releasing all and any thought of fears, beliefs, actions that will not support my openness to receive money easily, frequently, and consistently. I'm releasing all my thoughts, fears, beliefs, and actions that will not support me. Because what I realized was I was consistently thinking thoughts and having beliefs that were just creating results I did not want. It was making money hard to come. It wasn't consistent. It was small amounts, right? And so I realized I'm taking some actions. I have some beliefs. I'm like doing some things that are totally not in alignment with this thing that I want. And so it's up to me to change it. Okay. Those are my, gosh, that was like a whole coaching session. Those are my answers. I really hope that, hang on a second. I really hope that it benefited somebody that was here. And oh, Sonali says, I love this format. So yeah, type the word support. If you haven't done that yet, type the word support, send in your questions so that on the third week of February, I'm going to do this again. And then on the last month, I'm going to answer some questions. The last week of the month, I'm going to answer some questions about me personally, anything that you're curious about. All right, type the word support. I love you all and have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye, everyone.